Welcome back to our ultimate Scottish summer road trip. Scotland, ranked among the top 5 travelled destinations in the world and welcoming millions of visitors every year. In August 2025, we decided to experience the magic ourselves. Over 3 unforgettable weeks, 2,500 miles and countless adventures, we'll take you across the length and breadth of Scotland, from epic coastlines and big sky landscapes to historic castles, lochs, waterfalls and movie-famous mountain viaducts. Scotland is overflowing with stories, and this is ours. Day 6 of our epic Scotland road trip begins right here, on the shores of the legendary Loch Ness. Today is a big one, not just for distance, but for what it represents. We're exploring the heart of the Loch Ness region, spending the morning in Drumnadrochit, heading south to Fort Augustus for the afternoon, and then looping back through Inverness to refuel, restock and reset. Because, by the end of today, we'll officially join the NC 500, the highlight of this entire trip. So we start the morning in the small town of Drumnadrochit, right in the heart of the Loch Ness area. It is the perfect place to stretch your legs, and we let the kids unwind, running around outside the camper van for a change. There was lovely bagpipe music drifting through the town centre, and we found a colouring book and some ice creams for the kids to just relax while we soaked up the atmosphere. A big bonus for camper van travellers, the town centre parking, right in the middle of the town, includes a motorhome service point and toilet facilities, which is always welcome after a few days on the road. The interesting fact for Drumnadrochit literally means the bridge of the ridge, and in Gaelic, for centuries it's been the main gateway to the Loch Ness region. It's also one of the biggest centres for Nessie tourism. Despite its small size, this town sees hundreds of thousands of visitors every year, all hoping to catch a glimpse of Scotland's most famous resident. The main attraction here is, of course, Urquhart Castle. But fair warning, if you're visiting in peak season, don't just rock up and expect tickets. It's online bookings only, and parking is very limited, especially in August when we visited. So, instead of fighting the crowds, we drove past and pulled into a nearby lay-by, and actually stumbled across a fascinating piece of local history about John Cobb, the land speed record holder who tragically lost his life on the loch. In 1952, John Cobb was killed here while attempting to break the world water speed record, reaching speeds of over 200 miles per hour before disaster struck. Not a bad trade-off for skipping the queues and seeing something a little bit different. From there we'd headed about 20 miles south to the picturesque lochside town of Fort Augustus for the afternoon. Fort Augustus sits on the southern end of Loch Ness and is named after Prince William Augustus, the Duke of Cumberland. Definitely worth the trip and a must-see stop while you're in the Loch Ness region. The lochs are part of the Caledonian Canal, a 60-mile engineering feat completed in 1822 to allow ships to cross Scotland without facing the dangerous North Seas. And what you see today is still largely the original design, proof that good engineering really does stand the test of time. The kids took the chance to rest after a busy morning, while I wandered off to explore the famous lochs. I never stopped being amazed at the ingenuity involved in moving boats and water uphill. The Caledonian Canal is a brilliant example of engineering meets nature. Thereafter, we grabbed a quick coffee, and I picked up a surprisingly cheap AA map book for just £3. And it took me a bit of time to just reflect on what we've seen so far and where we're headed next. Something must be said for old school maps in this digital age where everything is on your phone. Nice to just sit back and comprehend where we've been. And it was perfect timing too, as a short rain shower rolled through while we were still inside. Scottish weather at its finest. Then, after a little bit of time resting and relaxing in the camper van, something we slowly learned to do, not push ourselves all the time in a rush, we decided to drive back up to Inverness. We stopped at the Loch Ness Clansman gift shop. Definitely one of those must-see stops, although very much a tourist trap with plenty of buses during working and opening hours. We went back there just after they closed in the evening, and it was very, very quiet, so we got to take some nice photos with Nessie. There's also a display of all the famous people that have been there, from the Dalai Lama to quite a few others. And then once we'd had our fill of Nessie, it was time to head back further north, back to Inverness. The stop in Inverness was all about logistics. We did the laundry at the local Wash Me laundromat, got some food supplies at a local store, put fuel in the camper van, and one very important mission, a quick drone flight over the River Ness while the washing was getting done. From above, the city and the River Ness is quite fantastic, and while you're driving here, don't forget to have a look at the unicorn statue in the centre of the town. Inverness is often called the capital of the Highlands, and its name comes from the Gaelic Inverness, meaning mouth of the River Ness. The city sits at the northern end of the Great Glen Fault, a massive geological feature that literally split Scotland apart 1 million years ago. It's also one of the fastest growing cities in Europe, blending ancient history with modern urban life. But we'd be lying if we said we came to see the cities. We are to see the myths, the legends, and all that is in the northern Scottish Highlands on the north coast. With clean clothes, full bellies, a topped-up fuel tank, it was finally time. Late afternoon, we officially headed further north and joined the NC 500, the North Coast 500 official route. And as there was still a little bit of light in the day, we pushed on further. Our overnight stop would be at Ballantor. Along the way, we had to stop when we spotted deer roaming in a field near sunset. This was one of those moments that reminds you of why road trips like this are so special. Those unplanned, unanticipated moments that can never be put into a calendar. They just happen spontaneously. After stopping and just enjoying that sunset, we drove on and arrived at our overnight stop, this time right on the beach with a small parking fee, but totally worth it. There was even a playground for the kids to run around as it started to get dark and the light slowly faded. We were treated to a beautiful moonrise over the coast. It was truly a perfect end to day number 6, and after the first few windy, stormy days of our trip, it finally felt like the weather was turning. It felt a little bit more summery. That's it for our adventure today. Join us next time where we really start to explore the eastern side of the NC 500, going anti-clockwise around. We start with some of the must-see highlights, including the Dunroban Castle and falconry display, the Tarbet Ness Lighthouse, Port Mahomac, the Mermaid of the North, as well as a few other must-see spots, including the Drumnadrochit and the most northerly point in all of mainland Britain. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you like this type of content, give it a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe so that you don't miss the next adventure. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching Discussions with David.
Every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need.